President Trump has ordered the Pentagon to pull U.S. troops from Afghanistan and Iraq by mid-January. It will be reducing the force down to 2,500 soldiers.
Not everyone, though. Of course, critics of the president think that's a good idea. Joining us now to weigh in, sharing his own opinion, is Nate Anderson, the Executive Director of Concerned Veterans of America. Nate, thanks so much for coming on today. We've heard some military officials and Americans feel that now is too soon to take some of these soldiers out of Afghanistan. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, thank you for having me. I think it's safe to say that the president has brought us to a crossroads in the Middle East. Not since we first began military operations in Afghanistan back in 2001 have we had so few troops on the ground. And now the president is at a decision point. Does he follow through on this desire of his to complete the withdrawal in Afghanistan, end these endless wars, as he says, or does he do what his predecessors have done and allow America's longest war to continue? It's safe to say that Trump's foreign policy legacy is at stake here. We see it as a good thing. It's on the right trajectory. The sooner the better.
If I can, I just want to clarify. You are an Afghanistan veteran, is that correct?
I am.
Well, thank you so much for your service, by the way. I want to ask you about that. I'm sure you know other men and women that have served, specifically there in Afghanistan. Do you think this would be welcoming news for them to be able to come home?
Well, I do, because polling shows that 3 out of 4 veterans and military families would support a full withdrawal in Afghanistan, and the rest of the U.S. population is right along with them. Look, the United States has demonstrated that it has the technological capability and the right to defend itself whenever or wherever it must. And the truth is that these large permanent ground forces in countries like Afghanistan and Iraq, it's not the best tool for countering terrorism. We can be smarter, we can be more lethal, we can be more agile if we unchain ourselves from these entanglements. And the military community intuitively understands that because they've been there and they've experienced it.
We have heard from, again, opponents of leaving too soon, potentially, creating a more dangerous situation by not having a presence there. Some resistance coming from Democrats, including this one, Senator Tammy Duckworth of Illinois, a veteran herself. Here's what she had to say.
All of the military commanders have spoken up and said this is the wrong thing to do. We want our troops home, but let's not bring them home in body bags. And that's potentially what's going to happen if this president gets his way and puts his own political timeline ahead of our national security.
What would be your response to the senator's comments?
We are fighting the longest war in American history. And even though critics have said that the sky is going to fall, if the U.S. isn't there for years or decades to come and prop up the government of Afghanistan, like the president rightly said, great nations do not fight endless wars. He's right. And ultimately, Trump's decision will be either the mother of all missed opportunities, something that he campaigned on, something that he was elected to office because of, or it could be a demonstration of leadership on his part that is going to secure a legacy for at least a generation.
Well, he ran on wanting to bring troops home, and he's making it happen in Afghanistan right now. Nate Anderson joining us live this morning. Nate, thank you very much.